Alan, one of the things that I will always remember about you when I'm writing the book is there's something that you said when I asked, why did you want to have your memoirs written down? You had a message for your family. And the one message was, do you remember what it was?
No, go on.
Okay, so I just wanted to know. What you said was that going through life, you have to remember that when somebody tells you no, there's always a way. That never give up. There's always a way. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I think when I was in on my office was, I think the first was first question. You know, if is I'm always right. You know, the second question is refer to question one. So yes, I've never given up. I think that if somebody said to me it cannot be done, with a little bit of persuasion, I say it can. You know, that's my philosophy. It can be done. Never take a no for an answer.
Now you've decided to have this party with all your friends and family around. Why did you want to have this party?
Well, it came to a point of, you know, I was thinking about all the relationships I've had through my life and different people that have crossed my path. And I thought, you know, it may got the chance, one chance of saying goodbye to all them that I haven't seen for a while, or the people that, you know, maybe they figure I forgot them, but I like to tell them that, no, I hadn't forgotten them. They were always in my memory. And you know, and I hope that I'll be able to see as many as possible, because I guess with all the people there, if they all come, you know, that's my life. You know, they are part of the pattern that I've created or been part of. If that's an answer, I don't know. I can go.
What's the one message you want to give them?
Give them.
If you have a chance to say one thing, a really important message that you want to tell people at the presentation, at the party, what would that be?
I think, you know, my philosophy has always been that don't give up, never give up. And, you know, I've tried different things. And I've always thought, you know, I'd have been running this country if I'd have had a decent education, if the Second World War wasn't on, and I'd been able to have an education. I'd have been running this country. I'm pretty sure of that. Anyhow, you know, I could do a better job than most of them. Anyhow, you know. But yes, I think that you should never give up. And if somebody, the people that have told me through my life, you can't do that. Oh yes, I can. You know. I remember one person turned around and told me about hockey, and they said, you know, you don't know anything about that. I said, yes, I can. And we said, well, try it. I said, I'll do it, yeah, and I've done it. And it was successful, and I think that, all in all, I've been pretty good. With help. Without people, you've got, you don't have a chance. But I've always had good people around me, helping me, and from that point, you know, with help, you can do anything. Yes, you've got to be a bit of a convincer. You've got to convince people that your method is right, and that's maybe sometimes the hardest thing to do.
Mm-hmm. What is one of your best memories as a child in England?
As a child, I wouldn't say the best. The memories that I remember most are really during going through the war years. Really, I mean. As far as watching the dogfights up in the sky, you know, in '41, the German and the English fighters during the Blitz, the doodlebugs, you know, getting up in the morning, going around the street, picking up shrapnel, because we used to trade shrapnel that was from the shells. All those kind of memories. I remember, yeah, as a youngster growing up in the family, you know, there was 10 of us, so. You know, there was some fights, but there were some good times, you know. We were a good family together, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, one quick second. Sorry.
Okay. Who would you say was your hero?
Somebody asked me that. I thought about that the other day. And, you know, when I was young, it was always the thing that with all the young boys, I can see them now walking around the playground saying, we're going to beat them in 6 months, you know, this is all the, oh, we're going to kill all them and all this, that and the other. And then a fella, there was a general called Field Marshal Montgomery, Monty as he was known. And he was quite well known, and everybody tried to, he always had a cap, and the kids used to put a moustache on. And he was quite well known for a while. Everybody knew Monty as one of the heroes there, going through that young age anyhow, you know.
Mm. So Allan, when you get up to heaven, who is it that you want to meet? Who is it that you want to see?
Who I want to see?
Yeah.
My dad. He left too soon. He died at the age of 44. And I've always, and I know, I was in the army at the time he died, and I was 21, and I can always remember I saw him in the morning, Saturday morning, sitting in the chair, and being 21 and going out to a dance that night, I just didn't really have time for him. And I thought to myself, God, I wish I'd have spent a little bit more time with him. So, yes, I'd love to see him again.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you.
Oh man, okay, thank you. This is the first time I've ever done this. Okay. There was a question that I thought was a really good question that Sarah had given to Denise, and it's possible that you read it, because I even thought about it myself, and it's the fill in the blank question. If I only knew blank back then, it would have made such a huge difference. So if I only knew blank back then, it would have made a huge difference.
No, I can't think of a thing that I would have thought different. You know, I think that I took it as it come. I guess I wouldn't want to change anything. You know, even though, you know, I look back and think to myself is some of the things that I've taken may be a wrong turn, but they were very minor compared to what life in general was. You know, I was very lucky. I had good family around me. I managed to marry a good woman. You know, and these are things that you take for granted sometimes. But you know, in this day and age, you know, I've been married 60 years, and I consider that my wife's accomplishment, not necessarily mine, because she's put up with me, you know.
So what is your advice then to make a marriage of 60 years work? What has been some of the advice you would share with people? Because as you know, marriage,
doesn't last like it should.
Doesn't last like it used to, right?
I would say that my first thing, you never go to bed angry anyhow at each other. And I've always given Mari, my wife, space to do her own things. She has her own opinions. We don't necessarily agree with everything. I think if the truth was known, I think we both voted, and we both voted differently at the last election. So from that point of view, we have our own things. And I'm a little bit different than her, that she's very methodical. I'm a bit of a, I don't know, I'm a bit of a slob sometimes, I guess she would say, untidy or whatever. But she is, you know, I'm get out the way, here I come kind of thing. She always waits and makes sure of it. She's a bit sure of herself than I am.
People watching this presentation will be coming by to say hello. You know, and I think, I wasn't sure if, Denise, you had mentioned to me that sometimes not everybody has called you because maybe they don't know how to react to the news.
Yeah.
What is the one message you want to give them to say, just like, I don't know, treat me the same, like don't be...
I don't want people to figure this as a wake or a memorial or anything like that. I want them to come and figure out that they've got a chance to put up with me one more time, you know. But, you know, for me to at least acknowledge that they're still there for me and have been all these years. And, you know, life goes in spans. I mean, in different degrees. And it's funny, you turn one over and pick up another one for the next 10 years, the next 10 years. I'm trying to not forget the years that have gone prior to this. You know, people that I knew back then, if I could even get a couple of them, it would make a lot of difference to me, you know. We talk the names, my family knows the names that I'm talking about, apart from that. So from that point, yes, my message would be, why are we here, is to reacquaint ourselves and have a good time.
You might want to leave the room.
Okay, can I go in and put the note on the door?
Yeah,
Because it
go ahead.
beeps.
Okay. What is the message you want to give your kids?
Give the kids I know that they'll miss me, and I know that but I wanted to look back and take some of my life, in other words, how I view life, that it's an adventure and it's a time, and to live it till its fullest. I take each day and really put as much into it. You know, people will turn around and say to you all along, even the kids will turn around and say, "Dad, you're doing too much," or "You shouldn't do this." Never always have it as a chance to do something for anybody. I don't care. You know, I come on strong sometimes, but it isn't the want of that I'm trying to be bossy or something like that. Maybe I am, but I want to give. I try to give whatever I can give, and I hope that it's accepted in the same way as I'm trying to give it. You know, I don't think that I've gone through life. The kids, we've had our arguments, but I have wonderful, wonderful, wonderful friends. You know, I haven't. Somebody meets me and they say whoa, you know, and I hope that they continue to say whoa. I do come on strong, but you know, once I convince you I'm not that bad, it's okay. You know. So from my point of view, my kids, go after your dreams. Never stop. Never give in. Never give in. If you've got a goal, go for it, and you'll make it. And I say that to all the friends, and I hope the organisations that I've started or belong to will continue to grow.
What have been some of the organizations that you've enjoyed the most?
The toughest one was the Senior Games, which I run for, I was in there for 6 years. And in 2006, I won the Bob Secord Award for the Volunteer of the Year for Ontario for the Senior Games, which I thought I was kind of proud of. But prior to that, I run like nobody knows this much, is that I was vice president of a hockey league for 25 years plus. And I never, you know, people used to say to me about hockey and all this, that and the other. But you know, I've never played a game of hockey in my life. But everybody thought that I knew everything about hockey. So those kind of things people don't know about me, but that's what I've done. And I think that even now, to get elected onto the senior council, the advisory council of Mississauga, I'm proud of that one, because there's only picked 11 out of the whole of Mississauga. I'm very good at that one. And we got together and we started the senior council with some friends, and I'm proud of that one as well. And of course, I've been in running the bowling league for the last 20 odd years, and that's a pretty good organisation. I think that there must be a few more, but I can't think of them right now.
Is there anything else that you would want to say?
No, I just closing remark would be to treat life till its fullest. Use it. You only go around once, and make the most of it. And don't regret. Have no regrets. I remember my mother, last time I saw my mother, she said to me, "I have no regrets." I said, "Good, Mum." And that's the last time I saw her. And I said, my words were to her, which I didn't think they were that great at that time. "I'll see you on the other side." Which gets me now. That didn't get me that much then.
Okay. Whoa.
That I've forgotten about years. And I was thinking, somebody mentioned to me about when I was in the army, was in Egypt, you know, and I was thinking about, yeah, that guy was, so-and-so was there, and we were doing this, and you think of a day like you think, okay, this was such and such a day, and what I was doing there, you know, going through the desert or trying to do this or that. And people, like there were some of the people that I came in contact with out there, you know, and like nobody could. I guess even then I was trying to mould my life in, because everybody treated the Egyptian staff, or I run the officers' mess for about, I was always running something. So I ran the officers' mess for about 9 months, and we had Arab cooks and we had English cooks, and the soldiers or the staff, the English staff, treated the Arabs like dirt, you know, and I didn't think that was right, and nobody could understand why I didn't treat them like that. When I took over the mess, I said, no, you do this and you're going to have your time. And that things like that come back to me, and think, so yeah, you didn't do bad. So it's just that I'm beginning to, it delves back in time, you know. The time when I got home, as I say, got out the station and went up. You had that story before, I met Murray. All those ideas are more prevalent now than they were, let's say, 2 or 3 years ago. He kind of comes out at the top again.
And is that because you only have a certain time left that all these memories are coming
I
back?
wish I knew. I wish I knew. The mind, I don't know how it plays on his mind. You kind of look inwardly instead of outwardly now. You know, like when I see, it's very hard for me right now to read a book or read a paper or things like that, because I'm figuring out why, you know, it doesn't bother me, but I won't be around this time next year, kind of thing. So why would I bother? And I can't concentrate on the story, because the stories always end either good, you know, that type of thing. And I just can't concentrate. Yes, I am glad at the moment that the Blue Jays are in it, because it does take my mind from it, and it really keeps me involved for a while. Don't lose, you can't lose, because I need them, you know.
Okay. I know, 2 more games.
Oh.